found out my husband was cheating, and went public. I found out my husband was cheating on me, and instead of confronting him right away, I stayed quiet. I waited, watched, and gathered everything. The late nights, the sketchy work trips, the locked phone, the perfume that wasn't mine, lipstick on a coffee cup, and the genius move of stuffing hotel receipts in my glove box, like I wouldn't find them. So yeah, I played dumb, for months. Because when I make a move, I make sure it sticks. I had divorce papers drawn up, and the day he was served, I made it crystal clear to everyone what he'd been up to. I posted on Facebook. Not to be petty, but because I've spent years biting my tongue while he disrespected our marriage in secret. He thought he was being slick. Thought he'd never get caught. Thought I'd never leave. He was wrong on all counts. It wasn't about revenge. It was about reclaiming my peace. He lost the right to my loyalty the minute he gave it to someone else. I don't owe him silence. I don't owe him protection. And I sure as hell don't owe him a graceful exit after what he put me through. I'm not proud that it ended this way. I'm proud that I didn't let it break me. I'm done being lied to. I'm done shrinking myself to keep the peace. And I'm done letting someone else write the narrative of my life. I didn't deserve this, but I do deserve better. And that's exactly what I'm going to find. I tried to troll my husband's Discord and ended up catching feelings. My husband left his computer unlocked and Discord was open with a chat to his gaming group. They were getting ready to play, nothing unusual. I thought it'd be funny to mess with him a little, so I typed out, "I just love my wife so much, she is the actual best ever." I was about to follow it up with something like, "She almost never pretends to be me when I leave my computer unlocked," when one of his friends replied, "Yeah, we know. You tell us all the time." That's when it hit me. I thought I was being silly. But he's really out here telling his friends how much he loves me, even when I'm not around. It completely threw me off in the best way. I knew he was sweet, but I didn't know he was that sweet. Tried to be funny, accidentally reminded myself how lucky I am. Today, I told my husband I hate him, and I meant it. We waited 6 years to get married and have been together for 13, too. Beautiful kids, a home, full-time jobs. On paper, it looks like we've made it. But today, it broke. I told my husband I hate him, and I didn't say it just to hurt him. I said it because it's the truth I've been pushing down for too long. Every day I wake up at 5:40 a.m., get both kids ready alone, work a full day, come home and cook while he watches TV. He doesn't move even if the kids are screaming. I do. Dinner, bath time, bedtime. My job doesn't end until 8:30 p.m. Even when I finally sit down to breathe, it's only until someone else needs me. And he just gets to exist. Undisturbed. Today was the last straw. He napped while I cleaned the whole house. The second I sat down to play my game, he woke up and made snide comments about dinner not being ready. Then he threw my speaker across the room because it was in his way. That led to a screaming match, me begging him to understand that I need time for myself too. He apologized, said he respects my need for hobbies. That lasted 25 minutes. I was logging off my game when the baby found a piece of trash. I took it away, and as the baby cried, my husband muttered under his breath, again, something hateful about me being on my game. I called him out. He tried to backpedal like it was a joke. It wasn't, and I snapped. I yelled, "I fucking hate you," and walked away with our son. I keep trying to describe how I feel. Burnout, resentment, anger, but every word just circles back to hate. I hate how invisible I feel. I hate how he never truly listens. I hate how often I ask for help and how quickly he forgets. I hate that I'm a ghost in my own home unless someone needs something. I'm not asking for advice or to be told to leave. I think I already know how this ends. I just needed to let it out because he'll never understand. And I'm just so tired. My husband hired a topless maid as a stress reliever. And honestly, 10/10 would recommend I've been drowning in work stress lately, and my anxiety goes through the roof when our apartment's a mess. I hate cleaning, like soul-level hate it. But I also can't relax unless everything is tidy. A cruel cycle. So my husband decides he's going to do something special to lift my spirits. He tells me not to worry about the apartment this weekend. I'm thinking he's hired a standard cleaning service or maybe bribed a cousin. Nope. This man hired a topless maid as a surprise. For me. Because, plot twist, I'm bi. And he knows I find women attractive. And I really hate vacuuming. It was funny, unexpected, actually super helpful and somehow very thoughtful. She was confident, professional, and the place was sparkling by the end. My husband looked so proud, like he just pulled off the surprise party of the year. Bonus? The maid service is run by one of my old friends, someone I used to do SW stuff with during quarantine. So not only was this a creative gift, but it was also him supporting a friend of ours and her successful business. I know this probably isn't your typical marriage goals kind of story, but hey, every couple has their own flavor of weird. Ours just happens to include a dust-free living room and great boobs. Marriage, sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's sparkly clean, and sometimes it's both. A hot guy hit on me, and my husband responded with fart lore. So yesterday I was out running errands, living my usual mom, chubby lady life, when this very attractive man started chatting me up in the snack aisle. Light convo, all very polite, until he asks if I'm single. And listen, I had to double check that he was actually talking to me. Like, sir, I have stretch marks older than your cologne. I told him, with maybe a little too much joy. Nope. Married 15 years. He smiled, said I was lucky, and went on his way. I floated home feeling like Beyoncé. Naturally, I told my husband the second I walked in. He gave me this big grin, pulled me into a hug, and said, I told you you're gorgeous, cue heart melt. Then, still hugging me, mind you, I ask him how his day went. And without missing a beat, this man says, I farted so loud the cat screamed from the other room. Not his work win, not his annoying boss. No, the fart. And honestly, that's the kind of soulmate energy I signed up for. It's weirdly romantic, right? Like he knew what would make me laugh more than anything else. I may have gotten hit on by a hot stranger, but I came home to the man who weaponized flatulence and still thinks I'm the prettiest girl in the room. I love this ridiculous man. My sister-in-law attacked me, and my husband just stood there. My sister-in-law called me lazy, useless, pathetic, and basically the worst mom and wife ever. She said I don't know what I'm doing with my kids and that I needed to be taught respect and that she'd gladly be the one to teach me. This came completely out of nowhere. I told her I was going to dinner with my mom and 2-year-old after prepping everything for my 4-month-old who would be staying home with my husband. I was literally going to be out for 2 hours, and it would be my second time out of the house in 2 years for something that wasn't a funeral. The cherry on top? My dad died last month, unexpectedly. I'm still deep in grief, trying not to fall into the same postpartum depression I had after my first baby. I'm holding on by a thread, and then she unloads on me like that, so I snapped. I sent her a reply that simply said, "Fuck off." Not proud of it, but I was done. She then forwarded all of it to our joint email account and doubled down. And when my husband saw it, he said he wasn't going to get involved. Didn't say a word to her, just told me I shouldn't have sworn at her. That's it. No defense. No, don't talk to my wife like that. Nothing. I feel completely betrayed. I am not handling it. I told him I was devastated and still he just shrugged it off. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe grief and exhaustion are clouding everything. But I honestly thought my husband had my back. Apparently, I was wrong. My husband cheated on me while I'm 9 months pregnant. Last night, my husband came home at 5 a.m. and told me he cheated on me with a trans woman he met up with after work at the bar he always goes to. He told her I was 9 months pregnant. He still went, still slept with her, and then had the audacity to come home and tell me I didn't deserve anything from him because of what he did. I feel like my heart has been ripped out of my chest and stomped on. I've carried his child for 9 months. I've dealt with the pain, the exhaustion, the fear. And while I was home trying to rest for the baby's arrival, he was out betraying me and somehow trying to make it my fault. I'm leaving him once this lease is up and I can find work. That part is set. But right now, I'm stuck with him. I don't know how to deal with this much anger sitting in my chest. I want to scream. I want to throw something. I want him to hurt like I do. But I can't let this rage take over when I have a baby to protect. So instead, I just stay quiet. I let him sleep. I sit in silence and stare at the walls, trying not to cry again. I don't know what to do with all this pain, but I had to get it out somewhere.